Welcome to the Runna Podcast. I'm Ben, head coach.
And I'm Anya, international marathon runner, and we're proud to be the #1 rated running coaching service worldwide.
We'll be bringing insightful conversation with truly inspirational guests, as well as running tips and tricks for runners of all abilities.
Today on the podcast, we have the totally inspirational Adele Roberts, who talks us through her journey from finding health and fitness to being diagnosed with cancer, but still using running to get her through that and even breaking a world record within 12 months of finishing her chemotherapy. She's going to go on to break, hopefully, so many more world records, and she teases us with her next challenge, which is running all the 6 major marathons in the next year and being the fastest person to do so with a stoma. We want to wish Adele the best of luck and enjoy this episode. Adele, welcome to the podcast. It's so amazing to have you. How are you this morning?
Thank you. Really good. I'm in awe of you two, I'll be honest with you. Thanks for having me.
Oh, the first time we met, we were both fangirling over each other.
Yeah, totally.
It was really fun. Okay, let's start right back at the beginning. How did you get into fitness? How did you start your journey?
Yeah, it's been a long road, and I like to tell this story because I hope it helps anybody who's like the old me who didn't feel like sport was for them. So I was a bit sporty at school, but then you discover girls, and as I got older, I started DJing, got bad habits, started sort of like being quite naughty, and fell off the wagon, and I got myself into a really bad place. I was very overweight, very different to how I am now, and did not move at all. And I was like that for a long time. And then in around 2016, my auntie sadly got breast cancer. And this is way before I knew I'd have cancer. And my little sister, did a race for life for her. So she decided to raise some money for Cancer Research UK, do Race for Life. And she just got up one morning and ran a 5K. And at the time, I didn't know how far 5K was. I was like, is that far? And when I sort of like Googled it and looked into it, I was just blown away that she'd just got up and with passion in her heart, run 3 miles for our auntie and tried to do something good and to give back. And I just remember being in bed, eating last night's pizza, just being a total slob and thinking, your little sister has just shown you how to be, how you can be a better person. You've got to start changing your life around now. So I just made a mental note to myself to just at least try and get myself back in shape. And it started with walking. My friend gave me this little fitness band that used to track your steps. And I think you had to do 2,000 steps a day. And it started with that. And I just made that promise to myself, no matter how you feel, do 2,000 steps a day. And then it built from there. And then eventually it led to running.
Wow, that's amazing. And so I guess you started with your steps and your walking. How quickly did it take for you to go on your first run?
A long time, I'll be honest with you, Ben. And my girlfriend Kate as well, she was a big help in terms of, because it's not just movement, is it? It's food as well, and I had to stop putting junk in me. And Kate helped me. She used to say grapes are nature's Skittles, because I'm obsessed with sweeties. So I'm that person that's like Freddos, like Haribos, love them. And I used to be addicted to sweets and I just used to eat junk all day. And she helped me get onto natural food. She was just like, if nature made it, you can eat it. And that was a good place for me to start. So it was like bit by bit, unpicking all my bad habits. And it wasn't until 2017, so at least a year later, that I decided to take on the challenge of running a marathon. And what happened was I was working at Radio 1 and the mental health charity Heads Together came into Radio 1 and said, we're looking for people that might want to run the marathon. And that was way beyond my limits at the time. I just didn't think I could ever do it, but there was something in me that wanted to try. And I think it's because around that time, the conversation around mental health was getting much better. I'd sadly recently lost my cousin. He was only 19, he took his own life, so he'd struggled with mental health. And I thought, right, it's a good way for you to give back now. Your sister did that for your auntie, you do that for your cousin. So I pretty much went from couch to marathon.
Wow. And so when you kind of had this opportunity to run the marathon, had you ran a 5K?
No, like seriously, I was still like, couldn't really run for more than 5 minutes. But wow. I just thought...
And what is it that led you believe that you could make that jump? Because you looked at your sister and thought, wow, she could run 3 miles, and you thought, I can't run more than 5 minutes. I'm going to run for 4 or 5 hours.
I think when it's for my family, and I don't want to get upset here, but when it's for my family, I'll do it. And I know I will not stop. I knew that even if I had to crawl over that finish line, I would do that for my cousin, because I knew how much my family was hurting. And I thought, it's a great way for me to get into shape. And even if I don't make the marathon, even if I only like do half the training, at least you've tried. And I always have that notion. I think it's because of my mum and dad. They're amazing people. They've had very tough lives and they never give up. They're almost like unstoppable. And so I understand the power of resilience.
Well, I think it's definitely a theme that we'll come on to, and you're clearly a very, very resilient person. Did you find that you were resilient in the training, or was it the case that like you kind of like just can do anything unbelievable on the day itself, or were you resilient and persevered and committed to training for that first marathon?
Yeah, I'd like to apologise now to my producer at Radio 1 at the time, because I whinged the whole training bed, I'll be honest with you. And people kept saying to me, when you've done your first marathon, you want to do it again? I was like, I'm never doing this again. It hurt so much. It was so hard. I was so unfit. But what I did was I went to the London Marathon website and downloaded a PDF of their training plan for beginners. And I thought, just commit to that. I made a promise to myself that I would do everything it said on the sheet, no matter how much it hurt, no matter how much I had to walk. And so, yeah, I whinged the whole time and I didn't know if I could do it, because as you know, when you train for a marathon, you don't always go the full 26, you go about 21 miles. But I just knew I wouldn't give up and I'd try.
And did you start to love it? Like, did you?
No.
No,
it wasn't until I did the actual marathon. And you both know, you've run the London Marathon, that atmosphere is so special and so magical that's when it changed. And it wasn't until I got to that point that I started to like running.
So the London Marathon was your first run you enjoyed?
Yeah. That's crazy. It is the best day in the world. Like, London Marathon is just the best day in the calendar.
Yeah. And they give you Haribo and I'm allowed to eat them because I'm running. I said that to my girlfriend. I was like, listen, the grapes are off today. I'm on the Haribo.
I think that'd be quite niche to be running around the marathon, popping a few grapes. Wow. And so you said you would do one marathon, never do it again. Mm-hmm. Was it the case that you enjoyed it so much and that's what opened your eyes up to doing more? Or, I mean, you've obviously got some very exciting plans.
Yeah, I think it was just the fact that I'd managed to get so fit. I didn't want to lose that fitness again. I didn't want to go through that journey again. And I didn't want to... I think I realised how much movement is linked to mental health. And I love the way running makes me feel. And I say that to this day. I'm not a racer. I'm not someone who likes to run fast, but I'm someone who loves the feeling of running. I've learned to love it. And it's the best medicine on earth. And that's what I got from the marathon, the feeling.
Yeah. So obviously, yeah, we can go into, you've had a lot of like roadblocks in your marathon career. Did you then pick back up running despite your cancer diagnosis, which you can go into, because of you knew how positive that made you feel? And did that help you get through, the tough times?
Absolutely, yeah. I think the marathon is one of the toughest things I'd ever had to do and train for. And I knew once I was diagnosed with cancer that chemotherapy was going to be one of the hardest things I'd have to do. And so mentally, I decided to approach it like I approached the marathon. And I remember when I was training for my first marathon, there's a lovely producer at Radio 1 called Ian. And he said to me, the marathon is 80% mental. And I remember thinking, you can't just think your way around a marathon. I don't understand. I don't get it. And it wasn't until I did the training that I understood what it does for you mentally. And if you do not believe that you can do it, your body won't follow. And I totally understand what he means now when he says it's 80% mental. And I think I related that to cancer because there's such a sense of loss of control with cancer. You can't control what happens to your body, but you can control how you respond to it. And so I knew the mental side of it was key. And so I decided to, once I'd woken up from the surgery and I knew I was lucky to be alive, I just knew, get your body moving and keep moving forward in your life.
I guess the thing that, your resilience, your strength of character was enough to tell you you're going to do every single workout that sits in your London Marathon beginner's plan. Yeah. And I guess at the start, it sounds like you had the confidence to know you would be completing the marathon at the end because you can do hard things.
Maybe, yeah. I didn't know it, but I knew I'd try.
Was the same logic the case that you can get through this treatment, you can do hard things, you can do anything? Did you have that confidence like you did with the marathon training? Or was that what you mean by the mental side of it? You just believed that you would get through it and you'd be okay?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the marathon to me was proof that you can do hard things if you believe. And if you don't give up, resilience is so powerful. If you do not stop moving, you cannot be stopped. And I think, again, looking back at my mum and dad's examples to me growing up, how many hard times we've been through, they just never gave up, no matter how much it looked like they'd lost. They just, if you don't believe in loss, you can't lose, in a way. And that's how I see life now. I don't believe in losses. I just believe in winning and lessons. And lessons make you stronger.
That's amazing. Oh, I've got like goosebumps. No, it's so inspirational. So within 12 months of this, you broke a world record. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so when I woke up from a surgery, I didn't think I'd run again. I didn't know if it'd be possible. I didn't even know I had a stoma. So when I went in for the surgery, they said, we might have to give you a stoma. It depends how much of your large colon we remove. So sorry, I'm probably jumping ahead. I was diagnosed with bowel cancer, and the tumour was in my large colon, and we weren't sure how big that tumour was. So when I woke up from surgery, I realised that they'd removed most of my rectum, I later found out, and they'd removed so much that I needed a stoma. So a stoma is just almost like a little diversion that's on my body at the moment, and it's a little bit of my small intestine that comes out the front of my body to allow me to go to the toilet. And for now, my large colon is out of access. So when I woke up, I realized I had one of these stoma things, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Gonna have to learn how to use that. And so really my first marathon was getting onto, there was like a blue chair next to my bed. And that was my first marathon. I remember thinking, try and get on that chair tomorrow, try and sit up.
And this is because essentially there's been so much major surgery
Trauma.
through your abdomen and doing everywhere else that it's just kind of sitting up and moving your body.
Yeah, because the doctor said if you lie down, you can get fluid on your lungs. So they said try and get out of bed as soon as you can. And I remember going to sit up, but like you say, there was like a massive hole in my tummy and it hurt so much. But I thought my first marathon is getting on that chair tomorrow, and I did it. And then I think that's the most important marathon. Never mind the Guinness World Record. That was the one that made me believe that I could start walking the next day. And then I'd go over to the window and wave at Kate. She'd be outside because it was COVID and I couldn't have friends and family in the hospital. So Kate would come to the window every day and wave at me, which kept me going. And then it was bit by bit. It was walking little bits every single day. Then it was like trying to see if I could run a bit. And then, as you say, Anya, within 12 months, I'd not only completed chemotherapy, I got myself to the start line in the London Marathon, but just again from belief and mental strength.
Wow. And so I guess when you're diagnosed and you know you're going to have to go in for surgery, did you run all the way up to that point, or were you really unwell? Like, was there a big period of time that you were unable to run?
No, I kept running, and I just knew how important it was I do call running my medicine, and I know it keeps me balanced and it keeps me positive. In my book, I talk about I've been through a lot of struggles in my life, and I've been to some very dark places and not dealt with things very well. And I think that's how I got myself into a bad place in terms of my eating and being overweight. And so I just know, for me, happiness and moving forward in my life is a daily choice. It's something I have to top up every day, but part of that is running, and I know that running will always see me right. And
how hard was it in that period after the surgery, when you're also going through chemotherapy, where you couldn't run?
Oh, it was terrible. I'd see people like you, Ben, just like zipping up and down the road and be like, oh my God. I just used to get so jealous of people running. And Kate will tell you, my girlfriend, we'd be like driving in the car and she'd be like, you're jealous, aren't you? I'd just see like people like running down the street and I was like, yeah. But I just hoped one day I'd be able to get to the point where I could get myself fit enough to run. And sorry, I digressed. When I Googled about running with a stoma, I couldn't find much information. So I just thought, well, it's really important that if I can start running again, to make sure that I share what it's like, so people understand that you can do things if you have a stoma. You know, you still can live a full life.
And in terms of practically, did you have to explore ways to kind of strap it down? Were doctors able to advise you of that? Did your Googling give you the answers? Like, how did you find the answers?
No, that's a great question. No, I didn't have much help in terms of that. I think doctors are amazing at treating you, but I think after that, you almost have to sort of like help yourself.
Because they get you to a normal level of functioning within society. Yeah. But I think running marathons is above that level.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like you're on your own.
Absolutely.
So what did you do?
Yeah, just I had to look into it. I think this is the great side of social media. There's lots of people thriving on social media, living with cancer, going to work on chemotherapy, and also moving their bodies with stomas. And I found this really cool like stoma belt. So I'd strap Audrey, which is the name for my stoma, into the belt. And once I got to the point where I could run, I knew that it would be secure and I'd be able to start running again. But it's a lot of it sort of like research and self-taught and just trying things out.
I think it's amazing that you share. You're kind of doing the trial and error and the guinea pig for so many people on social media with a stoma bag who are running. I know, like, you're coming across so many things like gels probably don't digest the same. And I know I've heard you sharing the story about your carb loading before one of your races.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Like, you're welcome.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, so unfortunately, with the stoma I have, which is an ileostomy, fiber's not your friend. So anything that's like actually healthy for you and any vegetable that has a skin, it's hard for me to digest.
Because that gets typically finished digested in the colon.
Yes,
I've heard you
that's
say
right.
this. Weren't you really sad you couldn't have tomatoes?
Yeah, things with skins on.
So what happened in this carb loading phase?
Right, so before the actual marathon, the one where I set the record, I'd had mashed potato, because I thought that was quite easy to digest, and porridge. And it was instant porridge, so the flakes were still quite big. So I'd eaten loads of it to try and carb load so that my body would be able to run the marathon the next day. And then I got woken up at 3 a.m. by my bag coming off and Audrey spewing porridge and mashed potato all over this fancy hotel. It was just like, shh. It's like a naughty fire hose, this thing. So,
and can you feel that?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Is that painful?
It doesn't hurt now. When I first got my stoma, Kate fed me carrots and I thought I was going to have to go to hospital because carrots are really hard to digest as well. So it's trial and error again. When you first get your stoma, you almost have to see what it'll tolerate because everyone's different. But mine doesn't really like veg, which is a big shame because I do.
So how do you navigate that in terms of, like, you said that like your body doesn't agree with as many healthy foods and you like healthy foods and you're clearly a very healthy woman. So how do you do that? Do you just eat veg and deal with it, or do you have powdered veg, or what do you do?
Yeah, a great question. And again, I'm learning. So if I'm not doing a big project, I'll eat veg, but I'll make sure I chew it a lot and I'll try and break it down and make it as palatable as possible. But at the moment, because I'm training a lot and I can't really have lots of food in my bag, protein is very easy for me to digest. So I'm more have protein, but then that makes me very lean. And it's not as good for carbs to make your body move. So it's a constant spinning plate and a constant balance.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that you did this marathon after a carb loading incident.
I was like losing all my carbs. I was like, no.
Come back. But you went on to set a world record, which is pretty impressive. Tell us, what was your world record?
Yeah, so I managed to run the London Marathon in 3 hours, 30 minutes and 22 seconds, which is actually my PB. I've never run it faster, even when my intestines were inside my body. So again, shows what you can do with the power of belief. And
that world record is the fastest, not just woman, but person to run a marathon with a stoma bag.
That's right, yeah. Well, actually, I'm glad you said that. It's actually with a stoma. So stoma is Greek for mouth. So the actual stoma is the bit of intestine that's here. The bag just goes over the top. But a lot of people confuse them. So I think people a lot of the time think my bag's called Audrey, but it's my stoma that's called Audrey. And the bag, so the bag's her clothes.
I see.
Her kit.
That is very, very useful clarification.
Yeah.
And was that which year?
2023, so last year.
Nice. Mm-hmm. And you have a very exciting goal that you're setting off in a fortnight with.
Yes. And thanks to your help as well. You guys have been amazing. So I'm going to attempt the 6 major marathons of the world, beginning in Berlin at the end of the month. And that'll take me all the way through to London, hopefully next year in 2025, where hopefully I'll get the full 6, hopefully be the first and fastest woman across all 6 to do it with an ileostomy, not just the first woman, because I'm sure there's other people like Anya that have done that.
I haven't.
Have you not?
No.
Come with me. And also hopefully break that Guinness World Record that I set as well. I hope to go faster.
Amazing. So you'll be doing New York this November?
Yes.
We'll be there with you.
I'm so excited. So excited.
It's going to be an amazing time. I guess, like, presumably having been through that period of treatment where maybe things didn't look quite so optimistic, it must be a really exciting place to be now, where you ran a phenomenal time at the Great North Run. You're doing amazing health, and to be feeling so good about such an amazing opportunity ahead. Does that really it must be quite a surreal feeling to look back on?
It is. When you're first diagnosed with cancer, the way I felt was I thought I was going to die. So when the doctor said he could help me, I felt like I got my life back. And I remember making a promise to myself, live your life to the full and take on challenges, get scared, get vulnerable. And this is part of that. To think I'd be going to New York to run a marathon is just beyond my wildest dreams. There's a picture of me, the old me, which I'll have to show you. I used to wear this Run NYC t-shirt, but it's because I used to wear sports stuff a lot because I could expand into it. I could eat what I wanted and my body would expand and I couldn't tell. And I wore it mainly because of Run DMC, the hip hop group. But Kate, my girlfriend, pointed out, she was like, how weird is that you used to walk around when you didn't run with Run NYC on you, and you're going to go to New York and run the marathon. And that girl that's wearing that t-shirt never dreamed she would ever be able to do something like that.
Wow. And I guess also you've gone from a place where you were very unhealthy, you didn't eat well, and you didn't enjoy moving.
No.
Then you started running, you didn't enjoy it, but you did it because you wanted to prove something to your cousin. Now, presumably, you said you're going to go on a run tomorrow. Are you looking forward to your run tomorrow?
I love running now.
And I think that as a message is just so amazing, because there'll be so many people who are trying to run. They're trying to like running, but they see it as this big mission and this big chore. And to know it can make your day better, your week better, and improve your life in so many ways. It's worth them persevering, and it might take them a year until they do their first marathon, or it might take them a year till they do their first 5K, but there'll be a point where they feel these funny endorphins and emotions that we feel when we run, and hopefully that will stay with them forever. But it just takes time to get there and feel that. Absolutely.
I'd just reiterate what you've just said. Just be kind to yourself. And I'm not just saying this because you're here, but I think the Runner app is fabulous at being gentle with you. I don't know if it's the AI part of it, but it adapts itself to every different type of person. So I've got my sister, who actually inspired me in the first place, to sign up so she could check it out, and her plan's very different to mine. But what I love is you allow people to learn at their own pace. And I think that's really important with running, because I think people often, and I used to, run too fast too soon, and then that's when it isn't enjoyable. You just got to allow your body to get used to it.
And I think, you spent a lot of time running, maybe without as much personalized coaching support. And I guess when we're probably not doing the optimal thing, we probably don't progress as fast, but also we probably spend a lot more time running really hard because we think that's what we're meant to do to get fitter. But actually, when we're training optimally, we're going to spend most of our time doing easy runs, going on a long run and keeping the pace a bit more relaxed. And that's quite nice. It's a lot more enjoyable, or maybe a lot easier, to go out the door and run an easy run and make sure you don't go faster than a certain pace, or to keep your heart rate relatively sensible, versus always doing sweating buckets and feeling your eyes are going to pop out. And going running with friends and keeping yourself social that way or whatever. So it can be a really nice way to break it up. And do you ever go running with your sister now?
No, she lives in Southport, but I'd love to do a run with her. I'd like to do that. I'd be honoured to run with her because she's the girl that inspired me. I'd also like my girlfriend to run with me, but it's really hard to get her to do it. She doesn't believe she's a runner, but I'll get her on the Runner app eventually. I will.
Well, we say everyone's a runner.
Yeah, I love that. That's true.
You really are a superwoman. Are you at all scared for all the majors? Because for someone who hasn't gone through everything you have, that's a huge feat to take on. For those who don't know, there's a week between some of those major marathons. What will get you through when it gets really hard?
That's a great question. I've been trying to compartmentalize. Yes, it keeps me up at night. I am like, what have you done, Adele?
You are scared. I'm pleased you're human.
Yes. Really nervous. But I'm just trying to break it down and deal with it bit by bit. So I'm just going to try and get to the start line of Berlin, try and get around Berlin, see if I've done well, and then take it from there. And so, just do one at a time.
And try and enjoy the process as well.
Try. But what's great about Berlin is, I don't know if they've always done this, but they've got lovely bits of the race. There's like a queer cheer bit. And I think representation in running's got a lot better recently. So I'll just look forward to things like that. You know, again, enjoying the atmosphere and how beautiful the city is.
Yeah, I think always just like breaking things down, like breaking down the year's challenge into smaller chunks. Just get to Berlin.
Yeah.
And then when you're on the start line of the marathon, get to doing a cheer point that you're really excited about, or get to doing 5K where you know you're going to see your girlfriend, or get to doing 5K when you're going to have your first whatever it is, breaking it down to that, then knowing that doing 12K, partner's going to be there, mum's going to be there, whatever it's going to be, and just breaking it down to these little bits. And before you know it, you're at 35K knowing that it's like 7K to go, and doing whatever it is, and breaking it into these little chunks is so much the way to do it.
Absolutely.
No, amazing. Wow. Well, yeah, very much good luck, and we're gonna be very excited to be there along the way, and see how you get on in New York, especially.
So excited.
Amazing. Right, we're gonna send ourselves over to Steph, who's gonna come in with our coaching tip of the week.
My top tip today is prevention is better than cure. Strength and conditioning will help build that strong foundation, as well as increasing your power and your strength that you can translate into your running. If you're pushed for time, then 1 session a week is absolutely great, but ideally aim for 2. We have a whole host of strength plans in the Runna app where you can let us know how much time you have, what equipment you have, and whether you'll be doing it at home or in the gym, and we'll have a great strength plan for you.
Thank you for that, Steph. Okay, we have a bit of a discussion to have now. Is this a myth or is this real? Pain is part of running. You have to push through it. What are your thoughts, Coach Ben?
Well, I think from time to time we may well experience pain, but I think it's very much important to recognize the difference between like discomfort, which is something that is normal, and we need to get relatively comfortable in discomfort and not just quit when something gets hard, when our muscles are tired, or when it's a bit hot and we're getting sweaty, and just like take the easy path every time. But I think recognizing the difference between discomfort and pain is very, very important. And I think typically things centered around the joints are going to be more painful. If we're getting discomfort in our big muscles, or we're just generally feeling hot and bothered, that's probably something that we can push through. However, yeah, sharp pains would definitely be things to be mindful of, ease back. Maybe if they're persisting for more than doing a few runs or a week or so, definitely go and see a physio and try and understand the difference between like what I would say is like injury pain and then like muscle soreness. But ultimately, we're always going to be the best judge of our own body. And it can also be a really hard thing to get right when you're a hyper motivated person, probably like the three of us, where you've got a little bit of a tired calf, let's say, and you're like, well, I'm strong, I want to achieve this goal and persevere through it. But if you push through during the start of a bit of an injury, you could make it into something a lot worse. And having to like learn to feel that balance can be really hard, and it takes practice, and we're not going to get it right every time. But yeah, definitely on a normal run, I would say pain isn't something that we should be expecting. But I would say when we're pushing ourselves hard, it's never going to be comfortable. I don't know if you guys would agree with that.
Yeah, totally agree. Anya actually helped me. So I got plantar fasciitis. So before I started using the Runna app, I panicked and knew I had this challenge and decided to go really hard with training, and found a plan that was way too hard for me too soon, got plantar fasciitis, and I know the difference now between discomfort and pain. And I knew once I got that pain, I had to stop. Since being ill, I respect my body so much more now and look after it. So yeah, pain is not the one.
Yeah,
look
absolutely.
after yourself.
And I guess also it's so much about like, I would say new discomforts is probably an indication that that's like probably the start of something that we don't want to have, something more sinister or maybe pain. Like probably we know what tired glute muscles feel like, what tired quads and hamstrings and calves feel like. But then if you're getting this unusual pinpoint sensation in the sole of your foot, let's say, that's probably not just your foot muscle getting a bit achy. That might be the start of something else, and that's when maybe we might need different shoes. We might need to go and see someone, ease back, or whatever it is. And
I changed my shoes. Yeah, Anya said that. Yeah, and also train smarter, not harder.
Yeah, absolutely.
Amazing.
Cool. Well, we're going to go into a slightly funnier, silly segment.
Okay.
So I'm going to share a few this or that, and you're going to tell us which one you prefer.
Don't ask me to choose between you two, though.
Well, I think we know the answer, and it's Anya.
It's Anya.
So we have asked, and you have chosen. Right. Would you rather ice skate a marathon or run a marathon on sand?
Oh, can I do it in Barbados? Because the marathon
The ice
on
skating,
sand.
the ice will melt.
If I can run on sand in Barbados, that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
You're an ice skater though.
Well, yeah, but it's hard, you know.
I was reading this and thinking this is such an easy choice for ice skating because you can ice skate at I've done a few little rinks where you go around the ring.
It's hard on your quads.
Yeah, but you can go so fast.
Ben. Yeah, I suppose.
I think you'd be ice skating at 2-minute kilometre.
Sorry, did I answer wrong? Do I get to choose?
No,
Do you want to choose?
No, we can all share our opinion. So yeah, you're doing a sandy out. Right, next guest in. No, I'm doing.
Well, I'm from Southport and that's seaside, so I love sand.
Okay,
Yeah,
so you're doing a sandy. What are you doing, Anya?
Ice skating.
I'm ice skating as well. It'd be so easy.
I thought, but you did dancing on ice, so I was like, you'd be an expert.
You could dance your way through the marathon.
I suppose, yeah.
It'd
All
also
right,
be quite
okay.
hot running a marathon
I'll
in
go on a
Barbados.
sled. You two can pull me.
Okay.
You can be my
No,
huskies.
you're allowed to do your marathon in Barbados.
Thanks.
It'd be quite hard work, I just think. I was just thinking which one's easier. Okay, right. Would you rather have garlic salt or peri-peri salt as your electrolytes for your next marathon?
Oh, I was going to say garlic salt then because I just put it on every dish to rescue it because I'm a bad cook. I think peri-peri, if it was an electrolyte, definitely. It's more tasty. Yeah. And also, like, when you're kissing people, you can't have garlic.
Also, I feel like at the end of a marathon, you're quite like dehydrated. You've probably got a bit of bad breath anyway. I feel like we're really... True. I feel like
true.
We're
No one
not
wants to
going to
kiss me.
want to kiss you at the end of that marathon.
Yeah, peri-peri. Can I have it lemon and herb?
No, extra hot.
Oh, right, garlic then.
No, you can have a lemon and herb. What are you having, Anya?
I think garlic. I don't think spice works in marathons. Really.
Oh, yeah, you see, I've only got half a digestive system. Don't have to worry about that.
Wait, but if we're doing lemon and herb, that's not spicy.
Yeah, that's why I don't want peri-peri because it's spicy.
Yeah, but lemon and herb peri-peri.
It's a bit more mind.
We're not going extra hot.
Oh, okay, we could do
Are
that
you
one.
a Nando's plain then?
Medium.
Okay, yeah, okay. So you can have
Middle
these
class.
What about you,
Yeah.
Ben?
Oh,
I bet you're
lemon-
full
lemon
on,
herb-
yeah.
lemon herb
Oh,
every
lemon
time. Yeah,
herb.
yeah,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But I actually once, when I was like a long time ago, and like impressing my friends, probably when I was like 17, not like last week, just to clarify, I did ask the Nando's person when no one was looking to swap the lemon and herb flag for an extra hot flag, and all my mates were like, no way, and I was like, yeah.
You'd do that now.
I would not do that now. Anyway, right, last one. Would you rather have Spam as your only protein source? I don't even know this word, Anya. Or pink blancmange?
Oh, blancmange.
Blancmange. What can you tell me what pink blancmange is?
You've done such great research.
Thank
like
you.
both. Both.
Well, you can tell that
Is
I
pink
haven't
blancmange
done-
as your only sweet treat ever? Or
Oh,
spam
yeah.
as your only protein ever?
What is
Oh,
pink
that's such a hard...
blancmange?
Blancmange. Do you not know blancmange?
It's like
No.
Angel Delight a bit.
Okay.
It's a Michelin-starred dessert.
In a packet.
It's
Okay.
like-
So we're saying you can only have Spam
No,
as
like
your
the pink
protein
jelly
or
thing.
pink blancmange.
It's like
as your-
custard, but like a jelly custard.
Okay.
A bit like what are they called with panna cotta. It's
Yeah.
like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can only ever have
Oh, sorry. Yeah. That's so
Spam as your
hard.
protein or pink blancmange as your sweet treat. Sweet treat, is that right?
I'm gonna go for the blancmange just to make you say it again.
Anya, would you rather only have Spam or pink blancmange?
Oh, he said it now.
Is that right?
Yeah, spam all day.
I think-
Love spam.
I am not having spam.
I can't say that I've had
No.
Spam or pink blancmange before either. So
But I love like Angel Delight, so I think I'd like pink.
I also don't know what an Angel Delight is, so I'm really stabbing them. But I think that I don't like the idea. I think is Spam not like kind of like it looks like dog food.
That's it, yeah.
Is that right? Okay, so I'm because I don't think I like Spam. I'm gonna go with pink blancmange, but I also don't know my way around pink blancmange.
Right, I'm going to take you on a...
know why it's a
Right, when we go to
funny
New York,
word.
I'm going to bring some blancmange out for you, some
So
spam.
is it not like a UK? It's like a
No,
global. They'll have
it's
pink
a-
blancmange in New
I
York.
feel like it must be unique to Southport where I grew up.
Wait, do I have to have pink blancmange and Spam in New York?
Yeah, I'll bring them both.
Oh no! Oh, no, you probably. I reckon the New York customs will save me. You're not allowed to import.
Yeah, true,
All
actually,
right,
yeah.
we're okay.
Oh, I'm crying.
So you're blancmanging.
I'm spamming.
You're spamming.
Yeah,
Cool.
what about you?
Well, I'm blancmanging because I don't think I like spam, but I also might be signing up for some awful pudding right now.
Okay. And breathe. We're going to go on to an embarrassing story. I'm taking us swiftly on because I can't breathe and I'm crying.
So this is one of our Runna customers has sent an embarrassing story. So if you've got any embarrassing ones to share, you can think them up as well.
Okay.
And if anyone wants to share an embarrassing story for future episodes, please email them to podcast@runna.com or send us a voice note on Instagram.
Yeah, I would love a voice note. Okay. I was gunning for a PB on one of the hottest days of the year and it was a half marathon. I really needed to pee but didn't want to stop. So I just peed my pants whilst running. Still to this day, people are like, those photos are epic. The sweat makes you look sick. And I just know that the sweat is actually pissed down my legs.
Wow. So they haven't clarified, this was in a race.
I was gunning for a PB on one of the hottest days of the year. It was
I'm assuming there's photos, it's a race.
Yeah.
I feel like that's more acceptable. I thought they were just like, on a casual run and they're like, oh shit, I'm actually going to hit a PB and then wet themselves in the park because that would be during commitment.
Yeah. Well, I think I've just wet myself hearing you talk
Oh.
about much. I may have.
God, we're going to be in trouble with the office. Gonna need to replace the sofa.
I've just weed myself on races before.
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Have you not?
I have also.
Yeah. We've all been there.
I have I have also done other things.
Oh, really? Okay.
I think I should announce it too loudly.
Oh, no. Do you remember where you were?
I've weed myself a lot.
Okay.
And I've also had to change my shorts immediately after finishing a race.
It's just because you care. You're trying.
Yeah.
You should have that as a badge on the app. There you go.
What, you look at you get your 5k PB, you're you nail your 400 meter,
PB.
you wet yourself, you can, you tick a box at the end. Did you shit yourself?
Yeah.
And then you get the and then you can unlock the I shat myself t-shirt.
Yes.
And then you can
absolutely.
only buy it.
Yeah.
So would you have unlocked the I shat yourself t-shirt?
Well, I think I don't know when I do that now because of my bag.
Oh,
I could be
of
doing it
course.
right now and I wouldn't know. So yeah, I think we should have that. Yeah. Or maybe stoma
Okay.
bag come off.
Yeah.
Because that's happened to me. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
There's a few badges I can give you.
Okay, well, we'll take you downstairs and leave you with the product team
Yeah.
for a while. Yeah, I think we might lose a few customers. Do you have any embarrassing? So you said your stoma bags come off. in a run before?
Yeah, my bag. That's something I have to be mindful of. Yeah, my bag coming off, which it can do because it's held on by sort of like a sticker in a way. You can go swimming with stoma bags and things like that, but as you're running and the motion of running and being out there for hours, sometimes your bag can come off. So that's happened to me loads of times.
And then essentially the bag would eject the contents.
Yes, so it's something that I have to be mindful of, and when I stop in the Portaloos I have to just check that my bag's still on, and I have to carry a spare bag as well. So when you see me running, I've got a puncture kit on me just in case. But in terms of wetting myself and going to the toilet is something that I have to deal with every day now. Yeah. I do it in everyday life. I don't even need to be running. That can happen to me. But an amusing thing happened to me one time on a run. My bag, I felt, was coming off. So I'd stopped in the street to sort of do a stock check and just check everything's in place in my stoma belt. And there was a lady that came up and she was like, "What's that?" And I was like, "Oh, it's a stoma bag." She was like, "Oh, that's really nice. Where'd you get that from?" And I was like, "The doctor." And she was like, "Oh, can I get one?" I was like, "No, she didn't quite understand that it wasn't a fashion accessory, that it wasn't something that helped me run fast, because I think she just saw me and thought, you look like a fast runner.
She thought it was Chanel's next top thing.
Yeah, she thought it was the doctor had given it to me to make me run. So there's a lady out there that now wants a stoma bag because she saw me checking that mine wasn't coming off. So yeah, that happened.
Cool. Running inspiration, style inspiration, got it all.
Wow.
I just left her being ask your doctor. So yeah, there you go.
Well, I would say we're now going to ask you a serious question, but we're not.
Yeah.
Do you want?
Let's do the final closing question. We ask all of our guests this, and we don't prep them. You're on the start of your next marathon, completely naked, and you can only bring 3 things. What are the 3 things you're bringing with you?
As in, can I have clothes?
No,
you're naked.
As in, you can choose them, but then you might not have any items left for your shoes.
to do the
Yeah.
run.
So you're on the start line.
Oh, right. Oh,
What
gosh.
are the 3 most important things you need to get around Berlin?
Trainers, onesie, stoma bag.
I feel like the stoma bag is included.
Oh, am I allowed
I reckon
that? Oh, okay, all right. So Audrey's not naked. It's just me.
No, you
Yeah,
have,
okay, all right.
you and Audrey is like, and then 3 things, I reckon.
Okay. Onesie then. Is
Okay,
that all
your
right?
one- yeah,
Yeah.
your
One of those
onesie,
triathlon ones. Yeah. Trainers.
Yeah.
And what else would I need? Oh, headphones.
Headphones, but you have nothing that they're connected to.
Oh,
Unless they've got the music saved onto them. Do you have some fancy headphones?
no. Oh, God, that's really rubbish. I don't want to run. I'm going home.
Wait, so after all of this, you can do other things. Running makes you happy.
I need music.
Well, you could ditch the shoes.
Could I have a ghetto blaster?
Yeah.
Like on my shoulder.
You could have just a phone playing music out loud.
Oh,
and then
fine.
You don't need headphones.
Yeah, I'll be that person.
And then you have to hold it.
Yeah, all right, yeah. Okay, so onesie, trainers, and I'll play the music off my phone.
Okay.
There you go. Done.
Nice.
Sorted.
I feel like
See you in Berlin, guys.
Everyone has started to conclude that the onesie is the best approach.
Yeah. When you said onesie, though, I was imagining pajamas, like fluffy. I was like, ooh.
Wow. Well, what an amazing, inspiring story, and
Thanks,
also
guys.
what a funny, silly end as well. I know we are so excited to see how you get on in Berlin in a few weeks, and to see all of the other marathons, and we'll be cheering you on every step of the way.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you for coming on the podcast.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Runna. If you want to train for any goal, download the app today. And don't forget, you can use the code Runna Podcast for a 2-week free trial.
Whether you enjoyed the episode or not, please like, share, follow, subscribe, do all of that nonsense, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for listening. Wow, you made it all the way to the end of the podcast. And so for all of our loyal listeners, we have a special 15% off all of our Runna merchandise. If you want to look as cool as Anya, then go and use the code MyFastSocks for 15% off all of our Runna merchandise. And thank you again for listening.